Guys, welcome back to the Desert Road. Today we have this awesome 2021 Audi Q7. We're gonna take it on a drive, see how it is, and give you all the pros and cons. So follow us along, let's go. All right guys, welcome back. We're on the Desert Road today. We're in awesome Austin, Texas, reviewing this 2021 Audi Q7. To start off, this exterior, the car looks completely awesome. It's just literally kind of an extension of the Audi line. It's just a bigger, kind of still a very handsome, good-looking version of the Q5. Audi really nailed down the looks of here. They modernized it. This 2021, this is the refreshed Q7, which got updated in 2020. You can see the front grille, the front headlights, the rear tail lights. It's got the nice bar over there in the back. It just looks fresh, it looks modern, and it'll stay looking good for years to come. This particular model rides on these awesome 21-inch wheels right here. They look absolutely gorgeous. I would highly recommend them. The car rides phenomenally well on these wheels, and we'll talk about my recommendation, why I think they're absolutely appropriate for a car of this size. Moving on to the interior of this car, I really love all the updates that Audi has done. The dual touchscreens with the haptic feedback is just absolutely phenomenal. You got the digital gauge right here. You have the full digital map, the speedometer cluster. It looks great. You can alter it and set it up to your preference over here. Audi went to this new interface here a couple years ago. It took me a little bit to get used to this because they got rid of almost all the physical buttons, as majority of the manufacturers are moving to. But as far as a screen setup goes, this is absolutely great because they give you the temperature controls here in a completely separate screen, and that makes it really, really easy to access that. A lot of the manufacturers don't do that, and you got to do a lot of fumbling with trying to get to the temperature and adjust that. So it's really great. Audi did that. Awesome feedback when you press the buttons. Just everything works phenomenally well. The reason I do like these Audis, especially cars of this size, the 3-row SUVs, is what it gives you for the trunk space. You can lower that third row and you literally have space for your entire family for a really long getaway. You can throw your strollers, your suitcases, whatever the heck you got in there, and you have more than enough room for everything. This particular Q7 is also optioned out with the Bang & Olufsen. The stereo system in here sounds absolutely great. Also, the piano black trim in here looks great. Overall, this entire package fits together really, really well. Everything feels really solid. Every knob, every touch of the screen, the feedback you get, you can clearly tell that Audi has spent a lot of time, as they do in all their cars, perfecting their game. No other manufacturer does it as well as Audi does, kind of piecing together the entire package into giving you a product that feels really, really well made. Now, we're gonna move on to my favorite part, which is the drive of the car. The first thing you notice, and I don't say that this lightly, is how impeccably quiet this car is when you ride. I've been in other SUVs, especially with bigger wheels. There is absolutely zero tire roar, even with these gorgeous 21-inch wheels. This car glides over any kind of pavement, even without having the dual pane glass, which the Prestige model provides. This car is hush quiet from any and all exterior noises. I don't know how Audi did it. They perfected it. It's truly wonderful to have that, especially when you might have some screaming kids in the back seat of something like this. The ride is very supple, yet not floaty in any way. I'm actually very surprised of how this car sits and drives over all kinds of pavements. It doesn't jitter you up in any kind of way, yet it provides a ride that just glides over any kind of pavement that you take this on. This is on the fixed suspension. This doesn't have the air suspension, and honestly, I don't think you need it in this car. It rides so just buttery smooth over any kind of road surfaces that I truly enjoy the ride in this. It's still fun to drive. It offers you great feedback from the steering. The brakes feel awesome. You can throw this into dynamic or comfort mode, which of course alters some of the steering input and the weight of the steering wheel. Overall, just absolutely great of a ride, and I'm catching myself having a fun time driving this Q7. This is the 6-cylinder version. I believe, in my personal preference, that is an absolute must, especially once we're tackling some of these hills here in Texas. You need the 6-cylinder version. I feel like the 4-cylinder in this Q7 is too underpowered. It works well in the Q5, but for a car of such larger proportions, you definitely need a little bit more oomph. With 340 some horsepower in here, turbocharged 6-cylinder engine, it gets the job done very, very well. Now, my only negative with this 6-cylinder engine is that it has quite a bit of turbo lag, especially down low. You got to lean into the pedal quite a bit to get the 6-cylinder up and moving, but if you take things at a slower pace, it provides more than enough power off the line. Again, once you're moving and you lean into it, it has a great pull and acceleration that doesn't hesitate close to at all. But kind of at lower speeds, lower revs, you might need to work a little bit to get this puppy up and going. Now, as far as for seat comfort, I'm on the smaller side. These seats are very, very roomy. They are on the firmer side. If you like a firmer seat, this will fit you well. They're not overly bolstered in any way, which is great, but they still manage to hold you in the seat quite well. Everything, all the ergonomics, the visibility in this car is absolutely spectacular. Audi actually provides us, which is totally awesome. Even with the visor here, it provides the dual visor. You can flip this down. Really marvelous. You don't see this in too many cars. I appreciate that they've thought of really around everything that you can expect and want in a car like this. All right, guys, we're gonna move into my 3 likes and my 3 dislikes of the car. My 3 likes, all right? We're gonna start number 1. I love how quiet this car is overall over any surface with any amounts of traffic on the outside. I have never been in something that isolates you so well from all the, hustle and bustle of the city. It's absolutely very, very, very impressive. Number 2, it's the way this car rides. For a bigger car, once you're in here, you get comfortable in the seat. You don't notice that this is a nice, roomy 7-passenger 3-row SUV. This car sits on the road very well. It's agile. It's easy to take this around turns. Backing this up, it's really great how easy this is to drive. And my number 3 like is I like the way this car looks. I'm a fan of Audi styling. It's understated. It's classy. It just looks phenomenal, especially in this black spec right here with the 21-inch wheels that fit the car very, very well. All right, guys, moving on. My 3 dislikes. Number 1, it's incredibly little storage space anywhere up front. This glove box is small. There's not much storage space in the cubby here. Obviously, you got some space in the doors. Overall, for kind of a family-friendly SUV in this size, Audi did not give us a lot of storage space up front. Number 2, it's the dual touchscreens. I understand many of the cars today are moving to this format. They're removing the physical buttons. I'm generally not a fan of that. I like physical buttons for at least the air conditioning portion. As far as how Audi incorporated on here, they did a great job, but still I would prefer actual physical buttons with very easy access that you don't have to take your eyes off the road in order to access that. And number 3, if I'm seriously nitpicking, Audi, what they do across majority of their lineup, and they still do that, is they give you a mesh cover over this giant moonroof. So it's not a problem in cities that are more overcast, but as soon as you're in sunnier, warmer climates, I like it when it's a solid covering over the entire glass to just keep the sun out. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed taking this ride with us today in this Q7. We'll see you next time on the desert road.